Heading out to Camping World. I'm going to go check out possibly our new home. We'll see how it works out. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Roaming Gomes. If you're interested in outdoor related content, also check out our other channel, Nomad Outdoors. So yeah, 1 year ago, we moved into this 2022 KeyStone Cougar. And I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly over the past year. Now, as I indicated in the opener, a year ago, my wife and I decided that we needed to upgrade. We needed a larger space for ourselves and our three animals that travel with us: Bucky, Hazel, and Onyx. So off we went to Camping World. Heading out to Camping World. I'm going to go check out possibly our new home. We'll see how it works out. In Concord, North Carolina. It was actually right next door to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we met with a guy named Alex. So we're seeing a guy named Alex. They got their whole place decked out here for their Christmas sale. He just went out to see if he can find our unit that we're looking for. It's a 2017 Cougar, KeyStone Cougar. So let's see what we got. Say hello, Cindy. Who was the sales rep that was assigned to us. Now, having looked online at their available inventory, we were looking at a 2017 KeyStone Cougar. We wanted something used because everybody was saying that anything 2020 or above, stay away. Don't do it. Because the logistics, the supply shortages, material shortages, all of that were affecting the RVs, and they were being put together basically with glue, tape, and cardboard. Well, you're gonna find out that I don't necessarily agree with any of that, but that's getting ahead of ourselves. So we went to look at this specific 2017 KeyStone Cougar, and Alex took us right to it.
That's the Cougar over there.
And about 2-3 minutes into looking at it on the inside, I think we both had made the decision that this was not the right unit for us. There were a lot of repairs that needed to be done. The thing clearly had not been taken care of very well, and it was a consignment unit. So Camping World wasn't going to be doing anything on it. It was being sold as is. So Alex had been given our requirements and what we wanted for a RV to live in, and he took us to see several others. One of the ones that he took us to see was a bunkhouse unit, which we actually considered. It was a little older than what we wanted, but we were thinking about turning that bunkhouse into an office. We didn't go there. But when we had pulled in, when we first got there was a brand new unit sitting right out front, and it was a KeyStone Cougar. So after having looked at these other units, we asked Alex if we could take a look at the one up front. Now, they were having their big Christmas extravaganza sale or whatever they call it. And there were units everywhere and signs and celebratory things going on. And he took us up to see this new unit. Well, I have to say, walking into it, I think the both of us fell in love with it. The layout was just what we wanted. It had a king-size bed, which is what we wanted. It had massive amounts of floor space, counter space, and storage. So yeah, we went with this one. And now, the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good. We have towed this unit from Allentown, Pennsylvania to Albuquerque, New Mexico, from Albuquerque, New Mexico here to Tucson, and have had zero issues with it in terms of the towing. There have been zero plumbing problems outside of something I'll talk about in the bad. There have been zero appliance problems. Obviously, we had to replace our mattress. Anybody who's been in an RV knows that the mattresses that they come with are pretty much useless. But we did that. We replaced the mattress. And beyond that, we really haven't had any issues with the general build of the unit. Other than the bed. In March of 2022, it was starting to get warm. We were still in South Carolina, in Fort Mill, South Carolina. So we weren't far from where we purchased the unit. And it started to get warm. I wanted to open the windows, air the thing out. So I opened up a bunch of the windows, and then I got to that window. And very gently, as I did with all of them, unlatched it, went to slide it open. And the window exploded. Literally exploded. There was glass everywhere. And to this day, it stands as probably the scariest thing that's ever happened to either myself or our three animals, because we all jumped out of our skin. It blew up like an explosion, quite honestly. It exploded like a bomb. And quite honestly, I consider myself lucky that I wasn't hurt at all, because I was only maybe 4 or 5 inches from the window when it burst. Okay. I had no idea why. It wasn't like I'd gone over and slammed open the window in some rage or anything. I literally had just slid this window open a little bit. And it did what it did. Okay. As it turned out, after going through 2 more windows, it found out that the window had been installed improperly. The window frame itself has a track that goes around the entire window. The screws that hold the window in are supposed to be in that track. They were not, at least on the bottom side. They were in the track along the sides and across the top, but along the bottom, they weren't. So the frame was actually bent in the center. And that's what was causing the window to break. Because I installed a new window. And Camping World covered it, or I should say, KeyStone covered it completely. They paid for it. They paid for installation, and I put it in. And the same exact thing happened. I called an RV tech to install the new replacement window, and that's when he and I discovered that it had been installed improperly. The other issue that I had to replace the water pump. The water pump that was installed on this unit came with the backflow valve not operating properly. So when I switched over from freshwater tank to city water, it continued to fill the freshwater tank. I actually walked outside and the overflow of the freshwater tank was spitting water out. And it was only because even when connected to city water, it was still flowing into the freshwater tank. So I replaced the water pump, problem solved. Now, I did not put in a warranty claim for that simply because of the fact that I didn't want to have to bring the unit into some repair center and have them hold it for God knows how long before they actually got it fixed. So I bit the bullet and bought a better water pump, installed it, and like I said, since then, zero issues. The other thing, and this goes to generally that RVs are built cheaply, the drawers. There's a drawer underneath the stove. And it's obvious that it's the place where you can keep your pots and pans and so on and so forth. And I have my pots and pans and lids in there. The bottom fell out. It took me quite a while to get the drawer back open because it had only fallen out on one side. So I couldn't actually slide the drawer open. It was hitting the trim. I got it open. I put heavy duty staples into it, and it's been holding fine. The same thing happened to two of the dresser drawers in the bedroom. Same solution, I fixed that. The trim in this rig is has been abysmal. Nothing short of abysmal. The molding on the edge of the slide out was literally falling off for no reason. I don't have anything hanging from it or any of that. It just was falling off. The same thing happened in the hallway between the bedroom and the living room. The trim at the ceiling was just falling off the wall. I have since fixed that as well. Just a couple of finishing nails, and it's been holding fine. The wallpaper has been peeling off over where we have some command strip hooks, just general things like that. And those are more annoyances than anything else, but I'm going to be open and honest about what has happened in this rig. The last thing that is kind of a negative, but not a negative, only because I knew about them going in. There's a door that goes over the water center. I don't know what else to call it. It's the place where everything water related hooks up. And there's also a second outdoor shower in that area. That door that's supposed to be able to close and lock was not on the unit when we bought it. However, Camping World did say immediately that they would be sending us the unit and sending us a tech to install it, which they did within about a month. It was about a month later. The guy was out there. He installed the door. Door's still on there. No problems. There's no ladder on the back of this unit. And there should be. There was supposed to be. However, Keystone, through logistic problems or whatever they want to call it, based on the pandemic, was not selling any units with ladders on them. And they weren't planning on sending ladders to anybody. They're not going to install ladders, nothing. You buy the unit, you're buying it without a ladder on the back. Simple solution, I went and bought an extension ladder, so if I need to get up on the roof, I can. If I need to inspect my roof, I just use my drone. I fly it up there, I get real close, and I fly over and just take a good close look at it. No problem. Other than those things that I've mentioned already, and the most recent one was that I replaced the water pump, and that was in Albuquerque a couple of months ago. We haven't had any other problems with the unit. I am very, very happy with this unit, with this rig in general. I wasn't when that window issue happened. I was definitely, I actually was suffering from buyer's remorse for a while there. But once we've gotten past the initial issues, I have zero complaints about this rig. The bedroom, the slides, the plumbing, the rest of the plumbing, the electrical, everything has been sterling. There was one other thing, and this goes to just RVs being generally poorly built. And that is that one of the vents in the bedroom air conditioner had actually been taped over. This is a vent, folks, and this thing is entirely taped over. Other than that, I'm quite happy with the rig. It is exactly what we wanted when we decided to upgrade. The counter space in the kitchen is tremendous. And part of that is that the counter space is available because we don't have to put a lot of the things that are food items out on the counter. We have the pantry, so we can use that. But again, other than those things that I mentioned, this has been a beautiful, beautiful rig to live in and to upgrade to. That's all I got for this week. Until next time, safe travels.